engines, 20,000 pounds of static thrust coming from each of those. Throttle right back. And using derry turns there to get the aircraft through three corners, as it were. That derry turn means you start turning one way, roll the aircraft underneath and end up turning the other way. So now that's slowed the aircraft right down. He's doing about 126 miles an hour, 110 knots. And he's just holding the stick fully back and controlling the height with the throttle. Hear him just flipping it. He's got the wheels down. Earlier in the week, to the effect that the Merlin engines of the magnificent RAF fighters have turned off the runway. I think we shall be seeing the Russians taking off. See these single seat Yak 50s turning onto the runway now. In the lead, second season as the leader of this splendid team. It's an entirely civilian team. It's their 20th year in the display business. Amongst them they number 2 professional airline pilots and 4 very experienced private pilots. None of these pilots was militarily trained. Agricultural sounds of those very reliable, simple engines. Some of these Yak 50s are, bits of them are made of titanium. See, they do have retractable undercarriage, well it's sort of semi-retractable, it's fold flat underneath. This aircraft has won 3 World Aerobatic Championships in the hands of the Russian military-style flying training, coached by off-duty RAF instructors, and they decided to form the Red Star Racing Team, play here and on the continent in the mid-90s, sort of demonstration Reno-style air race, followed by large formation flypasts. And then they developed that into a basic 5-aircraft display. 1998, the killers show that we see today. I can hear the sound of agricultural nuts and bolts. So here they are, the 2013 Aerostar. So there they go, you see that very distinctive cruciform look, quite large aircraft. We've gone over in a complete loop with Mark Rixer in the lead. This is a plain loop. Something like 360 horsepower through all its axes. The Lomshabak, sometimes known as the washing machine, or it is another word for a hangover. So the other aircraft doing a synchronized stall turn. 4 and 5 rolling as they go away. Andy Hammond is number 4. As Dave Boardman flies towards them, solo, tipping down. Come on now, and they start drawing the shape of a big heart in the sky. And number 6, Dave Boardman, pierces the heart through the middle. A beautiful heart left in the sky, lingering. Now coming in from right and left, 2 and 3, Gabriel Barton and Mark Levy in opposition for synchronized half Cuban 8 maneuvers. So they look as if they're going into a loop, but they roll on the way up and actually do a change in direction. And they roll out as they go away from us. It's difficult to do that, and especially when you're going to pull up into a loop. The guys on the outside are having to look at their leader, their heads fully turned to one side, and then pull G at the same time in a loop. Very difficult to do. 2, 3 and 6. Caterpillar loop there off to our right. Meanwhile, 1, 4 and 5 coming in from our left. And there's a continuation of the Caterpillar loop from 2, 3 and 6. Gabriel Barton, Mark Levy, Dave Boardman. And that is quite close. And here comes Dave Boardman again from the right. First of all, hesitation rolls, and then a quick aileron roll in the middle. The main formation, meanwhile, I think are getting into a box 4 formation. Phil Ansell, barrel rolling round the smoke trail. What a lovely sight that is, and you can see the shadow of the aircraft as it crosses the smoke trails. What a perfect day for an air show. Or maybe a Lomshabak or something like that, maybe an avalanche, or maybe just a plain loop. And I see he's got company as an airliner goes over the top. He appears to be smoking as well, but probably just condensation trails. Loops on different axes, but he rolls out as he comes to the top of the loop, and then he makes it half a loop. There's the smoke of the 5-ship formation coming in at 45. And as they go over this loop, I'm looking for Dave Boardman to come to appear from somewhere to catch up with them. It will be what's called a That's Phil Ansell landing now, and Dave Boardman landing. Television series Helicopter Rescue. If you're right out there on the front line, you'll be getting an amazing idea of just how big this helicopter is. And in maximum weight, it can be about 10 tons in weight. Aircraft backing slightly away, climbing goes. I think this is at the end there, a courteous bow, a courtly bow from the Western Seakeys on Flight 22. And of course, you may have heard earlier this year it was announced. Piper in 1937.
Yeah.
But it's so popular they started building them again in 1988. Oh, Brendan, don't do that. I was talking to him at supper last night. He promised he wouldn't do any of this stuff. Flashing red lights and the lot. I don't know. What is the place coming to? Brendan has kind of modified this aircraft. It's called the Crazy Cub. Can't imagine why. Shortened the wings. It's a clipped wing version. Each wing's shortened at the centre by about 4 feet. Gives it increased performance in roll. And the sort of reason for that is that the thing that makes the aircraft go back to speed 40 miles an hour at the moment. Especially designed for the landing. It's about 8 feet wide, this trailer. Only 4 inches wider than the undercarriage of the aeroplane. It's 28 feet long, and that's only 2 feet longer than the Cub. So the question is he going to get down on it? I can't even see whether he has or not. Could you people get out of the way? Oh, thank you. No, he can't have done it because I see he's got airborne again. And the thing towing the trailer, I suppose what we're going to do now is turn the trailer around at the left-hand end and they'll come back down again. I don't think he'll try and land going from left to right because the wind's behind him and it means the trailer has to go even faster. They generally get it up to sort of 50 to 60 miles an hour. It's John Baker driving the trailer. Crew chief is Tom Turner, and their fireman, why they might need that, well, it's in case he puts on some little fireworks, but of course he's got quite a good smoke system, so the fireman is Alex Gorman. Now he's just flying along with the trailer, I suspect.
Diesel injectors are working very well.
They've decided on trying it at 55 miles an hour this time round. Trailer's now travelling at 40 miles an hour, and there's Brendan approaching it at a vicious angle. 55, he's at 55 miles an hour, which is about the speed that the aircraft would be landing at, so this looks possible. Disappear behind the tent. So he's decided against it that time. It's a bit of willy-wonty, really. Willy Wonka, more likely. So they'll turn round again and belt up to the right-hand end of the runway.
Just a little attention.
One of the things about this aeroplane during the Second World War, it was one of the great unsung heroes of the war. This little aeroplane could control the smaller aeroplane for the big naval guns. It gained a reputation of being the most lethal plane in the world. It could call down barrages from naval or artillery heavy guns and could easily direct 50 tons of high explosive shells per hour. So when you saw one of these aeroplanes during the war, you were likely in trouble. This is what you call an earworm. You'll be singing this for the rest of the day. Thanks, Jonathan. Takeoff. I think it's just a little taxi down the runway on your own runway. So, well, I suppose John Baker's about to rev the old 4-litre Ford. I don't think it accelerates very well, but I suppose once he gets up to about 55 miles an hour or a bit more, it might be enough to get that little aeroplane off the trailer. Right, trailer's rolling. The old Ford Explorer straining at the leash. 30 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. The clamps are off. The aeroplane is just sitting on the trailer. And there he is, airborne. Hooray! Well done, that man. Extraordinary show. And as we suggested, he is completely balmy. Just wanted it to seem that it stood for the Blessed Virgin Mary. Well, I don't know. Anybody less like than Brendan, but there we go. It's there somewhere. Because it's slightly difficult to suggest that he's having difficulty finding the big runway when he's just found an absolutely minute, but never mind. Crazy flying, complete. Lovely. Thanks, babe. White clouds in the sky to add a bit of perspective to your pics. Fantastic. Radio engine is where the cylinders are circularly. Half right from us, watch for a Derry turn. He wants to turn right, but he starts rolling left, right through the upside down position and ends up turning right. That's the Derry turn, named after John Derry, the great de Havilland test pilot who was killed in a sad accident. And as Goethe brings the splendid Sea Fury back in, expect to see one of those barrel rolls along the main axis. So this wonderful Sydney cam design, there's the barrel roll starting, became the fastest single-engine propeller-driven aircraft ever produced. And actually an American-owned civilian Fury held the world piston engine speed record for a while. It was eventually overtaken by the maneuvers coming up to put him back onto the main. Then they got the Lancaster, and slightly ironically changed the name to the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. So here they are, the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. It's interesting to note that the great test pilot, Alex Henshaw, who didn't only test Spitfires, but also tested Lancaster bombers, could actually roll one of these all the way upside down. It was a barrel roll. Be very proud. Amounted to 1 in 7 of the total service casualties. But at least now we have a Bomber Command Memorial in London. And how wonderful it is. HM the Queen said those who died gave their tomorrow so that we could enjoy our today. But perhaps the best description of the Lancaster came from Sir George Edwards, the grand old man of British aviation, who died in 2003. He said, an aircraft designed by engineers and built by craftsmen and women, the heroes that fly.
Helicopters do when you do unusual things to them, because of course they're not really designed to do that, as they're not designed to go upside down right now. Coming into what is effectively a helicopter half Cuban there, you see that the tail does its best to break away from normal flight, and correcting that is a feat of quite interesting ergonomics in the cockpit. The Lynx helicopter has of course absolutely safe and flyable. Going into a 90-90 now, again a zoom climb up, all the power being used with the cycling right back to get into that position and then pushing the nose right there. Not a terribly comfortable manoeuvre. But of course, huge amount of experience in there. Captain Brown is currently the second in command on the ground between the hangars, so if you're interested in Army flying, do of course please come and talk to them. And you will see another of our aircraft in about an hour's time. Of course, the indomitable Apache attack helicopter. Right now though, the Mark 7 is probably in its last year or so of service. It will soon be replaced by the Wildcat. And that training is currently undergoing evaluation work at Royal Naval Air Station, as is all of its helicopter displays. Now, as well as training individuals to convert to the Lynx helicopter, 671 Squadron has other roles with the Bell 212 and also Bell helicopters. That's doing central security work in Ireland. Coming up now, pulling the cycling back and levelling off. If you missed it the first time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you've got, hats, coats, ice creams, umbrellas, please give them a wave as they manoeuvre now in this last concluding section of the Mark 7 Links display from the Army Aircraft. And there's the final nods. That's Captain Eddie Brown and Captain Alex Traphorn. We hope you enjoyed that. As you say, if you have boys and girls or relatives interested in joining the Army Air Corps, then come to the rear of the
Brilliant as ever, George. Still does. I did say earlier, you know, you'll see a Lynx doing things that physically impossible for helicopters to do.
It is still very strange, but it's a great pity that this will be the end of the line.
Угол атаки. Сбрось обороты правого двигателя. Проверь показания прибора.
It's the Red Arrows! Red 1 has called the team into short diamond formation. As you see, Reds 8 and 9 tuck in to form the famous Diamond 9 trademark Red Arrow shape. Red 1 is squadron leader Jim Turner, and it's his second year leading the team. He was a wingman with the Red Arrows from 2005 to 2007 and led the synchro pair. He's a former Jaguar weapons instructor and Jaguar display pilot. And more recently, he was working with the Royal Saudi Air Force's equivalent to the Red Arrows, where he was their official advisor. We've introduced this to display as a commemoration to the support our American colleagues showed us during the Battle of Britain on the Eagle squadrons. And at the right-hand side now, we fly the boys and girls as they come canopy on. The pilots can see you waving, so get your arms up, lots and lots of waving. We fly the majority of our formations with the odd-numbered pilots on the left-hand side. The smoke goes off now, the wings have dropped back even further to form the iconic shape of Concorde. And as they come left, some red, white and blue to show the very best of British. This year is the 70th anniversary of Operation Chastise, the famous Dam Busters raid carried out by 617 Squadron on the night of the 16th of May 1943. Those brave men of 617 Squadron flew their 19 Lancaster bombers deep into enemy territory to carry out the raid. The 617 Squadron still operate today, flying the Tornado GR4 from RAF Lossiemouth. The smoke goes off now in commemoration of the 70th anniversary of the Dam Busters. This is Lancaster. Formation descend from around 2,500 feet. They'll move. The synchro pilots stay with us with their smoke on now, and they turn away from us at 6G or 6 times the force of gravity, where everything in their bodies weighs 6 times more than normal. So pairs slingshot out to the front. Look to your left for Enid. The jets reach a height of around 8,000 feet to draw Synchro's heart. Well, the Red Arrows would like to dedicate this heart to a girl who has her 12th birthday today. Becky Kerwin, this is for you, and we hope you have a very happy in the corkscrew.
Modification next winter. As she comes by this time, you'd see those bomb doors closing. If you look at them with binoculars, you may just be able to see inside. she really needs is a full commercial sponsor, and everybody's been trying for years to get that.